Hello. Maybe we need to move a bit. Hey, thank you for joining. Where we are actually again.
Same place as always.
Why my head is not in the camera. Now, how I look like today? Still look like Richard Gere. I'm not Richard Gere. I am who I am. Mooks. Thank you for joining. That's episode 2 of season 2. The title is still Just Content, Why Not? But the upgrade.
What's the upgrade?
Yeah, for episode 1 we had a cameraman and we had a medical service, but he disappeared, and then we had an interruption of someone who wants beer. And
Yeah.
that's the story of the guy who wants beer. How many months ago he had a fight with someone else? I think it was Rene, and they had some issue who stole which beer, and he twisted in a fucking move his, again not kids friendly, his ankle, and then the 2 ambulances came up to pick the other guy up who was bleeding in the face, and he twisted his ankle, knee. Can you shed a bit more information?
I believe it was the shin bone that was broken.
But you described it so like a magic move he tried to make, and
Yeah, well, apparently he was a boxer,
oh yeah,
and Rene, as you say, stole his beer.
yes,
Apparently, probably.
yeah.
And he was really upset. So first there was the verbal fight, but then that wasn't enough, I guess.
No,
And
it was entertainment, by the way.
yeah. Well, every fight is an entertainment. That's why they have so many views.
Yes, yeah.
The fights. Anyway, so there was a little fight, and well, what's his name? The guy who wanted the beer.
Oh, I have no idea what the name is, so I know only that's only what I know
That's
him.
how we keep that. The guy
And-
who wanted the beer.
Rene.
No.
Rene,
Sorry,
the thief, apparently the thief, got
The-
some teeth broken and
Yes,
bleeding in
yes.
the face, and the other guy who was apparently a boxer when he was.
Yeah, so he hit.
So he was
the thief, the beer thief, right?
the thief.
Multiple times.
Wow,
with
so
a
he
fist.
went through, but
Yeah.
then he destroyed himself.
So then I feel like that kind of ended, but then it wasn't enough for him. He wanted to
More redemption,
more redemption,
apparently.
right? And then so he went to attack him again, and then it was, I mean, the way the shin broke and how the accident happened, it was very like unnatural. Like I would say that like God did it.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know? Because he spin like really unnaturally, and like I mean, like I can't,
I mean, I would say only under the influence of alcohol. Remember? I mean, I still don't even know what happened to me last time I got fucking drunk and ended up next morning in a bed.
Oh, this is back to the episode 13 drunk story.
I love this. I love this that you have actually the
Yeah.
numbers of the episode what we talked about.
Oh, it's like a book. It's like,
And I
it's a
still
video-
don't know
book.
how I can cut my ear. So there has to be, I don't know.
You fell multiple times.
Tell more about this. I have no fucking clue. I remember only, I wake up in the hospital and I said, why am I laying in bed? Where I am? Where's my stuff? And why my fucking ears aching?
But you felt good. You felt anew.
But how I came from this place to the hospital was probably kilometers away.
It was a mystery.
Probably with the ambulance.
Yeah.
Someone called the ambulance. It wasn't you, apparently. Or maybe you tell the story that you called the ambulance or the police or some security guard or someone.
Wasn't me. Or was it?
That's the question.
Depends what you think me is.
Oh wow, that goes deep. That goes very deep.
Who is me?
Yeah, only you can answer this. You know that.
Yeah, there's many ways to answer that.
There are many versions of you. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
Even there are many versions of me, and maybe many versions of others.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, I don't want to go there now.
It's a beautiful background, by the way, where we're sitting right now.
Yeah, well, we never answered the question where we actually are.
Do
The
you know
place
the-
where the fight happened.
Close, close.
And why we have to talk about Orden of Malta. By the way, thank you, Orden from Malta, who served us well in the past with food and medical service and
Yeah.
haircut. I got a haircut twice and a shower. So thank you.
Yeah, so it's all connected. The guy who hit the beer thief and the one who's speaking right now, it's the same one who's doing everything. I am nothing, it's all you.
I'm you, me, and we all players.
Right.
How? I should get some tan, but I didn't. So I have to do more tanning. How the heck I look actually? My God. Wow. Sometimes I'm amazed when I look in the mirror or a camera. Is that me?
That's
Wow.
awesome.
How handsome I am. Now I wonder why I get all this attraction from maybe the wrong people.
Why?
Because I'm handsome.
Why the wrong people?
Yeah, that's
Who are the wrong people?
yeah, that's a good question. That's a very good. I can't answer this now, but who said anyway the wrong people? It's not. That's judgment. People want a piece of me. Apparently, I'm celebrity, but I don't know. I'm just me, just humble guy here, walking around and know a lot of people.
But in the previous episode you said, you are doing everything, this is your game.
Of course, it's my game because I'm the creator, but there's different versions. The creator and then the humble avatar, right?
Okay, what's the difference?
The creator creates, the humble pretends not to create.
Okay.
Because apparently, it's complicated. But my inner versions are integrated. I had an episode on this.
Yeah, please, let's talk about that. Because, wait, which episode was that? I don't remember the number, but it was the Death and the Beautiful Luxury Cruise Ship
Oh, really?
episode. You said that on April 17th, Mickey was gonna die.
Yes, exactly.
So it's been way longer than that. We didn't make any update.
I made an
did
update.
A little update on your channel.
Yes, I did.
But let's talk about it here. So did Mickey die on April 17th, or what happened?
Yeah, he did. But the death is not like he was killed or the body was deposed, whatever. He got integrated. But the death of Mickey was, he was not part of the game anymore because he got integrated. He's now convinced that he's part of the family, but also the opposite of Mickey, Miguelito, and we didn't talk about Miguelito, has to adapt too. He has to be integrated too. We all family, my inner versions and me, the storyteller. And Miguelito has some more to do. He has too much demands right now. Too much attachment, too much cravings.
Well, where does that come from?
Wow, that's a deep question. No, you have to ask Miguelito.
Well, I'm asking. Miguelito, where do your attachments and desires come
Let
from?
go. I mean, Miguelito is the inner child.
Okay.
So it came from the childhood.
Okay. But is he here? Is he still a child? Is he this?
He's part of the family.
But there's only one of you sitting here, or
It's more complex than only.
explain.
Visually, you see only one shell.
Okay.
Me, my body, my face, whatever. Right?
Okay.
But my inner world is much more complicated. And by the way, it's not only for me, because I found in other people that they have also inner version. And I did a podcast on this with this therapist from Israel, and she said, "Why you have only 2 inner versions? They're unlimited inner version." And then she talked to me, call out to her. I forgot the Chess. You have an inner unicorn.
Inner unicorn, yeah.
Yeah, what is the inner? That's for her. So she had her own inner versions, and she's
Yeah.
also a therapist. So, and so, and remember, I think I mentioned that, or now I mentioned again. When I came up with the inner child is a known psychological thing. A lot of therapists and professionals in this field talk about. But I came up with the inner rebel because the inner rebel, that was Mickey, he rebelled against anything. And he wanted only have a good time, he didn't trust anyone. And that's the integration happened with Mickey, that he became now the brand Mickey SDT, a mixture of Charles Bukowski and James Dean. And he had some issue with women, and this is now resolved.
It's resolved. Everything's resolved.
Not everything, but that is resolved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what else.
Yeah. What's your inner version, by the way? You don't have one.
Mine-
Definitely you have one.
I'm nothing.
You're something.
No, I'm nothing.
I think maybe that's your inner version. Nothing.
I am nothing. God is everything.
God is everything. Yeah, that's so true. So then one inner version is God, the other inner version is nothing. The other inner version is the demon lord. And the other inner version, definitely you have an inner child, because everyone has an inner child.
But how can you have an inner child if you're nothing?
Yeah, because then that's your self-image, that's nothing. Because your inner child thinks he's nothing. Or she thinks, he thinks, it thinks.
No, the inner child dissolves.
What?
The inner child dissolves
Yeah, that's called integration, isn't it?
in the nothingness.
Oh, okay, so...
No inner child is left.
So let me understand. So nothing is one. Inner child dissolves to nothing, and in the end state is nothing.
The void.
The void. The inner void. Wow, that's deep.
The void from which everything flows.
Wow. That's the void episode. Huh? I think everyone has the right to their own theory, who they are. So definitely.
Until they reach the final truth.
What's the final truth? All right.
Everyone is the void.
That's definitely more than above and beyond. So we will talk more about this in season, I don't know, 4.
Step by step. Episode by episode. Joke by joke.
And wisdom by wisdom.
Discussion by discussion.
And inner depth by inner depth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy that I dissolved, or not dissolved, but I'm happy and at peace with myself. That's the most important thing. And I will do a great job to make sure that is not in jeopardy.
Beautiful.
And if there are people who jeopardize this, then they have no more right in my world.
But we said there are no people. It's all
Exactly.
you. It's all you.
So it is fighting in the Matrix, and you create your own monsters.
There we go.
Yes.
And you deal with them.
Of course, one by one. Bring it on, baby.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
Exactly. Depends what, babe.
So where are you fucking sponsors?
Oh, that's an interesting pitch. Maybe that should be the title. Where are you
fucking
sponsors?
sponsors, man? Because you are doing this. You are doing this right now.
Yes.
So sponsor this shit
Yes.
and heal yourself. And let's fly.
Yeah, the helicopter's coming. Not for us, probably for Rene and the other boxer. But I don't know.
Yeah, and we're gonna do like little shorts from all these episodes that we've done so far, to get more views going or whatever.
Yes, The algorithm has to be feeded. The system has to be feeded. Yeah, that's how it works.
And what else?
I don't know. I have a low point now.
It is what it is. I mean, it really is what it is. Do you want to talk about any more, like something else that you've been going through these last weeks that we haven't, while we haven't recorded the episodes? Something that you've got better at or evolved? Or
Yeah, actually, I have an episode, actually 2 episodes on this, very short, about the cross-tracking I made where the guy sent me in the wrong direction from the finca. And I had this crazy idea. I walked to the airport. I said, oh, look at there's Madrid, the skyline. And there the airplanes flying. So navigation without GPS.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up in nowhere. And apparently the direction I'm going was the opposite direction to the airport. But I didn't know at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I ate in the morning, went on my track, but I had only luck that I found water, really natural water, not like
Mm-hmm.
here.
Like a running spring.
Yeah, exactly. And then I saw some track and I followed that. I saw a nice waterfall and saw a lake. But anyway, Divine's plan was I going in the wrong direction. Mm-hmm. And then it became very dark. But how I felt was, you make it out here. It doesn't matter how long it takes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But not eating and this kind of stress. But I became calm and I was tired. I lay in the grass. And then it became very dark. And I said, okay, I follow now a street instead of tracks. I got lost multiple times, had to cross a water.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was almost undressing me. Then someone came and gave me a ride. It was a very wonderful experience.
Mm-hmm.
It was like self-therapy, no food,
Mm-hmm.
out there in the nature. Yeah, in the end I was happy that I did that.
Mm-hmm.
It showed me what I'm capable of,
Yeah.
in short.
Yeah, basically, I would love to add that when there will come a time when you will have to lose everything that you think you are, or you think you own, you think is yours, and you think you have. You might have to walk a lot and
Suffer a lot. Suffer.
Yeah, suffer a lot. Yeah, sit in the same places for a very long time, and perhaps not eat, not drink, not sleep.
Yeah, no
Because
sleep.
that also gets you really out of your mind, gets you out of the mind when you are awake, seeing everything that you know. Some people go to sleep, some wake up, go to work, but you are awake, you're witnessing everything. So you're like, you get out of this cycle of, part of, you know what I mean? It's like you
No.
take. Well, it's like everyone is, doing the same shit, sleeping. Routine, exactly. And if you don't sleep, for example, for a couple of nights, and you're in the city center or something, and you're witnessing it all happen, like
It's more intensive.
morning to evening.
It's more intensive.
Right.
You are more to yourself, to the senses. Sometimes you see visions, hallucinations,
Mm-hmm.
but you're really more to your to your core.
Yeah, well,
Because all the conditioning it's gone, because now we're really in survival mode.
right.
And that gives you really, survival mode goes back to basic things.
Mm-hmm.
Security, water, food,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, of course. And that makes you, the suffering, it makes you appreciate the small things. You know?
Right, and it's not suffering anymore, it's
Right.
just surviving.
Right.
Suffering is then, suffering is, what is suffering? Suffering is if something is aching or if you feel sad, but this sad is just made by yourself. But if something aching because you almost break your ankle, that's suffering because you have pain. But pain is actually there to protect you, because if you burn your hand, this pain shows you don't put the hand more in the fire, right? That's a little child thing.
Okay.
So pain is actually there only to protect you. And sometimes people who, now we're over 20 minutes.
Yeah, we have a few more minutes left.
But I want to talk about, at the end, self-sabotage.
Oh, again.
Because I experience it on me, with me, and with someone. And it's again only protection, self-protection. You're afraid of something.
Right.
You're having a good time, then now you're afraid. It goes maybe too intensive, and now this self-sabotage, self-protection kicks in, very deep in you, and now you're doing everything to escape. And I experienced that with someone last week again, and I know that for myself.
So something comes to you, you're having a good time.
Yes.
You've never had it before, or you had it before? This good time, for example.
I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about what I observed. Someone has a good time.
Okay.
I don't know how much good time that is for this someone.
Okay.
But in the end, she changed her mood because she gets so scared how good the time is, and the self-sabotage, self-protection stuff kicks in.
Back to the default mode.
Not a kind of the mode, oh, I'm too close to this person. Now I have to escape.
Again, based from past experiences, right?
Yes.
It's just like you said, if the hand gets burned, you don't want to put it back again.
Yes.
However, it's a new experience. It's a new present moment.
Yes.
It's not the past, right?
No,
you're
but-
in a new place, a
but
different
the-
person.
Yes. But come back to this person. She said she lives in the moment, but she's so consumed by the past. This is just a comment I
So
made.
she does not then.
Leave that to God.
Right. Which is low battery,
No, no.
10%. Okay, so I feel like we leave it here.
Yes. Thank
To-
you for
to be
joining.
continued.
And to be continued.
Yeah.
And Mox. Love you all. And remember, love will heal, guide, and teach you. Just content. Why not?